Watch this review here with a look at the DC Universe Infinite Heroes Crisis Series 1 Scarecrow. Which, by the way, I hate the unbelievably long names for these series for the DC figures. But that's just my pet peeve. I'm not sure how everybody else feels about that. Back of the card we have some nice detailed stats, including codename, identity, powers, or special abilities actually, and then a power score. Strength 15, Intelligence 65, Speed 15, Agility 30, and Training, Martial Skills, Fighting Skills, whatever, 10. Not sure what that's based on, not sure what the scale is out of 100 or whatever. So, yeah, something up. Needless to say though, this is my favorite look for the character. Unfortunately the figure has a bunch of problems, including the fact that he doesn't stand up well. Plus, I'd much rather have him for the 6-inch line. In terms of height, up to this part of the hat I think it was 3.5 inches, then up at the top he's 4 inches maybe, can't remember. Now there's incredible detailing here on the face. You have the eyes, a little bit of flesh around that, then you have a lot of stitch work for holes there, in addition to having wrinkles and creases throughout the mask, and then the stitch work on the mouth. Little bleed in this little collar thing here. Now I absolutely hate this bib, or whatever this is supposed to represent, because fabric wouldn't just stick out that much. I guess he might have just starched it a ton, but I doubt it. The tunic looks a lot better, looks really natural for what it'd be. Then you have stitch work running along the costume. However, when you turn the figure around, you really don't see that much stitch work, so I guess he's a better seamster from some angles than others. Or they just didn't feel like doing a lot of detail. Now this part of the crown of the hood of the hat right here is what I was talking about earlier. This makes the figure a little bit taller, but really when you look at it, I guess you'd only really count to the top of this hat part here, so 3.5 or 3, I think it was 3.5 I said. In terms of articulation, Scarecrow really suffers from having the standard articulation, which means no wrist or forearm movement, no bicep movement, meaning he can't assume that trademark gesture there, right before he gasses somebody. I mean, it would have been nice if they'd done something just to mix that up. Also, because of the costume here, you aren't getting a lot of motion here with the arm, but a single jointed elbow. It's sort of a ball joint for the shoulder like in the other figures. But again, can't really do much. Head will go full 360. It doesn't really go up and down. It does just because the joint's loose, but it won't stay in either position. The bib, of course, is separate. I guess they just pegged the headpiece into the body and had the set bib be a separate light rubber. Same material as the hat for the whatever, but waist will rotate at full 360. Legs are just that usual single split joint. Only goes forward back. Annoying. Knee has a single point, then that's it. Just the usual 10 points. All in all, he's really not a bad looking figure. He just doesn't have a tremendous amount of articulation, and I really wish they'd come out with him for the DC Universe Classics, or even like a really great looking DC Direct, but to date they really haven't. I mean, there are a few, but they don't thrill me that much. On the whole, I picked him up because I wanted a Scarecrow, and for a Scarecrow, he doesn't disappoint too much just because this is a pretty good sculpt. It's just the articulation that's really lacking, and I really wish he could just move his forearm or wrist a little bit to get that gesture, but other than that, he does look pretty cool. Until next time, folks.